Hello and welcome to today's video. Today is the third update for the Roulette Pan Collab Project Pan that was started by Alexi and Rebecca here on YouTube. All the information about this project pan will be in the description box, but just a quick introduction to this project. We randomly select 6 items to work on from like a master list, and my list numbers don't correspond to the actual master list because as I work on products, I take them off my list. But today, why don't we go ahead and get into my products. Alright, as we get started, I have to admit that I am in like a bad mood, and it didn't start literally until I sat down because I realized as I sat down I was going to pull up my spreadsheet because I have some rollouts today, and the internet here is just not working. So I won't be able to actually film part of this video. I'm going to go ahead and film what I have to update you on, and then hopefully if we get internet up at some point later today, I'll probably look different, but I'll insert a clip of me rolling in some new items later today. First up, we have the category a matte product, and for that I selected this Too Faced Peach Mist Spray, and at the intro it was mostly new because I'd only used it like a handful of times, and then hopefully you can see here at the first update, second update, or no, intro, first update, second update, and then today we are done with it. Hopefully you can hear that that's pretty empty. So I am excited. I knew I would probably finish this early, and I was hoping to kind of hit that mark last month, but obviously that didn't happen. But either way, it is rolling out today. Okay, my next item is pretty exciting as well. This was a cruelty-free product, and I rolled in my NYX Dark Circle Concealer. This is what it's looking like today. I should have an intro photo of what it looked like, but I'm so shocked to have gotten through this before the end of this project. I kind of thought this would be one that I might finish at the end of this project or might have a little bit left. But as you can see here, it is empty. I actually managed to use it more than just under my eyes. I used it oftentimes to correct my dark circles before I did my eyeshadow. I used it after I did my eyeshadow to correct like under eye circles. And then occasionally if I noticed that like my hyperpigmentation on my face was a little bit intense, I have some sunspots and stuff up here. I ended up using it on those sunspots and kind of color correcting before I went in with foundation. So I think that's how I was able to get through this so quickly. I honestly don't think it was the best color corrector I've ever experienced. And in fact, I think it was a little bit sheer coverage like wise. It kind of had to be built up and you couldn't really blend it out so much or it would kind of disappear. So I think they're actually discontinuing this project, which is fine by me because it's not something I would use again. But either way, I am excited to have this done for my inventory numbers this year. Okay, I'm going out of order for the next one. Last update, I rolled in colorful eyeliners, and I chose 2 because I couldn't quite make my mind up which one I wanted to work on more. And my goal was to use these 10 times. As of today, I've used them 8 times. Yes, 8 times. So I know that I can hit my goal of 2 more uses, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and roll something in this one's place, and I will show you this one again next month during the finale, but I don't want to like waste a category of only needing to use something twice. So like I said, I am gonna roll something in for these today. So those 3 items are everything that I'm considering complete, 2 of which I did complete. 1 of them I'm kind of anticipating that I will complete them this week. The other items that I'm talking about are ones that I'll be working on the remaining month of this project. So I'll go ahead and mention this one here. This one, ooh, the lighting changed quite a bit. This one I rolled in last month for an item that makes me feel like an artist, and this is my Natasha Denona Blush and Glow or Diamond and Blush Palette. And my goal is to use this 20 times. As of today, I've used it 13 times, so not quite done with it yet. And I might even push myself to try to use this like 25 times by the end of the project, which will be 1 more month. And before I put this down, I did want to say that I am really enjoying using this. This is like such a good winter palette, so I'm so happy to have this in this project at this time of the year. It's really working out really well for me right now. Okay, these last 2 items have been in since the beginning of this project. The first one is an item that I love, but I often neglect. This is my vitamin C serum, and this is an airless pump, so it pumps up. So at the intro, we're here. First update, second update, and third update, we are right here. We are so close to having this done. I really wanted to have it done today, but there's probably another week to 2 weeks in this left. So I'm gonna keep using this. This should be an empty next month, and I'm glad to say that I have gotten back into the habit of using this like all the time. It's not something that I have to think about anymore. It's just habit, which is exactly why I wanted to roll this into this project. So I'm really happy to go ahead and provide that as like a little mini update. Okay, so the last item that I was working on was a cream or liquid product, and for that I chose my Bye Bye Lines foundation from IT Cosmetics, and this is again is an airless pump. So at the intro we were here, first update, second update, and third update we are here. This thing is moving so slowly. I really wanted to get this done by the end of the project, and I'm kind of doubtful that might happen because I use so little of this when I put it on. Even though I wear it almost every day, I'm wearing it today. So I just went and counted, and I've worn this 40 times since the start of this project, and I still have only managed to use like not even half the product up. Like I just don't understand why it's so slow going for me. It's not like it's the most high coverage either. So apparently I'm just really bad at using up foundations, but either way, I'm gonna try to push and get this done by the January update, but I kind of doubt that it might happen. I think I'll have just the littlest bit of products left, which will be super annoying, but either way, I'm gonna keep working on this for one more month. Okay, I just checked my internet again, hoping that it would be up and running, but it's not. So what I'm gonna do here is pause the video. Who knows when the internet will be back available today or if it will be available today. So I'll try to insert a clip rolling in new items. I'm gonna roll in 3 items eventually some point today or tomorrow. So thank you in advance kind of for being patient with me and dealing with all this craziness and this really weird disjointed video. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. Okay, I've quickly got dressed again because the internet is functioning for now. So I have a random number generator here, 1 to 95. I'm gonna generate 3 numbers, 46, 40, 37. Okay, those numbers weren't that random really, but this is what we have. 37, a product from a holiday or limited edition collection. 40, a guilty pleasure product. And 46, a product that makes you feel confident. I'm gonna pause this, give some thought, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and picking my items wasn't too painfully long. The first category we needed to pick something for was something that was limited edition packaging or possibly holiday packaging. For that, I'm gonna go with this pure little lip changing balm here. This is what came in the Grinch holiday palette that came out, was it like 2 years ago? I think it was 2018. And I've used it a little bit, as you can tell, but I haven't used this a ton. Now, I would give myself like a use goal, like something I could track or measure, but we only have 1 month left, and this little balm stretches a long way. Like, you just need the littlest bit to kind of get some color to show up on your lips. This one is very similar to the frog prints one that I have, but this one is way more pink, so I'm gonna need even less of it. So what I'm gonna do is give myself a use goal of 20 times over the next month, and hopefully by the finale, I'll have hit goal on this using it 20 times. So I normally wouldn't give myself such a high use goal on like a lip product, but I think I'm gonna try to push it on this one because it is more of a balm, and even if I don't put makeup on one day, I could try to reach for that as like a lipstick or like chapstick kind of thing. I might look a little silly with absolutely no makeup on and like bright pink lips, but it does have like a peppermint feel, so it might still feel good. So I'm gonna try to use this at least 20 times in the next month. For the second category, a guilty pleasure product, I'm gonna kind of stretch this one because I don't really have something that's absolutely just a guilty pleasure, but I'm going with ColourPop as a brand kind of. I kind of like that ColourPop releases so much. I admit that sometimes I get overwhelmed, but sometimes it's just really exciting to see something new so often from a brand that I kind of trust more than other brands. And I'm quite often tempted by a lot of their releases. Not all of them, but a lot of the releases that ColourPop does, I'm tempted pretty good. And when I was looking through my collection just now to pick something, I saw this palette because I've been using it the past month, and I thought to myself, you know what, that is definitely a guilty pleasure, even though this palette hasn't become a favorite for me this year. In fact, I talked about it more in a recent ranking video that I can link, where I ranked all of the eyeshadow palettes that I tried in 2020. This guy, like I said, wasn't one of the ones that I fell in love with, but I still enjoy it. And I kind of see this as a challenge to myself to learn the parts of it that I love. So my goal is going to be to reach for this 10 times over the next month, and hopefully that will kind of encourage me to kind of find the things in this palette that I love and that I really enjoy and find more ways to use this. So 10 uses over the next month for this one. Okay, and the final category that I have to roll something in for is a product that makes you feel confident. And honestly, I love wearing a pore filling primer. If I want to feel really good about my makeup that day, I'm probably gonna wear 2 different primers. I'm probably gonna do a hydrating one and then a pore filling one right before I put on my foundation and stuff. And this guy here is one that I chose because I think I can finish this off before the end of this project. I've been using this quite a bit. You can't see into this tube, so I will weigh it, but I'm gonna hope and try really hard on finishing this over the next month. I might fail just because I only really use these pore filling primers where I need them, which is like right here and then occasionally just right here. I really don't use a lot of pore filling primer, but I'm gonna try to finish this one up by the finale. So that is everything for today's video. I'm so glad we managed to get it filmed all in one day. I hadn't taken my makeup off or anything like that. I did have to change back into my filming clothes, but that's okay. I'm gonna go put my pajamas on. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you let me know what you think in the comments section. Say hello, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.